Thank you for joining, and today we are going to discuss about program control mechanism. Okay, so program control mechanism, it means if we want to write efficient script and if we want to do the many validation purpose, so we will be using this concept. So we have two types of concepts are there. So one is conditional statements and second one is iterative statements. So iterative statements, let me increase the screen. Fine. So now let's see. Now in conditional statements, so in conditional statements we have one is if clause, second one is if else, and then third one is if, elif, then else. Then we have iterative statements. Iterative statements we have two important, that is called looping conditions. Okay, one is for loop and then second one is while loop. Okay, and we have another important thing that will be special statements. Special statement. So this special statement consists of three important statements. One is break, and second one is continue, and third one is pass. So these are the three important special statements. So we'll be discussing one by one. If you are clear about these three, then you can control your code and you can able to write efficient script also, or lengthy of script you can able to write. So let me start with conditional statements, then later we can see iterative, then we can. So now conditional statements you can observe here. Then first one, it will be if statement. So if condition is just if it is true it will print, then we need to focus on these two, if else, if elif. Okay, now understand here. Conditional statements, then first we have if condition. So then what it will do, the syntax if you observe here, now let's see. If true, the statement is true, then colon is required, then print. Then you can say print true statement, or you can say statement, any statement. So this is the simple syntax for if condition. Now let's see. So go and see here what you are trying to do. You take account number equal to, okay, input of, then you can take my account number is, then you can say okay. Now you need to give if account number equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6, then colon is required. Then if you want to print Then account number, if you want to print, you can say matched. Then observe here 1 2 3 4 5 6 again. Then the account number is there 1 2 3 4 5. Now same thing here. Then if you observe here, input of integer of input, if you take, then see 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now see, now understand this concept. Now whenever I am giving 1 2 3 4 5 6 with this code, it is not printing, it is just printing one line, this number. Then same code, if I am passing integer here, integer, then this number is matching. Now then it is matched. So what is the main reason behind here? Now see here, take this one, take this one, and then first you see the print of type of account number. Now for input function, it will consider everything as a string only. Now understand output. Now this is the number here, this is the output which is coming right now. Now understand. Now I am passing 1 2 3 4 5 6, enter. Then see what is this, this is the class string here. Now this is a number, it is not matching. And don't confuse, you need to use two double, so double equal here. If you are using single, then you are getting invalid syntax, make sure in that point. Now what you need to understand here, the default input, I'll write it here already. Okay, input will treat everything as a string only. Whatever you pass, it will be a string only. So now what you need to do is, you need to 1 2 3 4 5 6, then enter. Now I want to pass number here, that's what I'm using integer of. I'm just making input as a integer format. Now when I execute, then understand here 1 2 3 4 5 6, that's it. Now this will be integer, it become integer because I have used integer. Then this integer and then this integer is matched right now, that's why it is printing a message. If not match, there is no false, the condition is false means then there is no other statement to print. So this is for just understand purpose. We need to understand very important thing, if else. So very important. So if you, it is very important to do the validations one by one. Now these two are important, please be focused. Now understand one more example, age equal to, okay, age equal to input of, now I'm trying input of enter your age, enter your age is, okay. Then print of age you can take, then if you want you can take print of type of age. Now you understand right how much importance type built-in function. So going forward it will play a key role. Okay, so don't take it everything is easy when you are learning, everything is serious, that's it. So now let's see, if age equal to 28, then print I'm 28 years old. Okay, now else if 28 is not the age, the condition, then print my age is not defined. Okay, now understand here, I'm just entering, if I am passing 28, Now tell me what is the output you are getting. Now tell me what is the output you are getting. If you are passing, if you are using 28, what is the output we are able to get right now? Expected output here. Either I am 20, yeah, I am 28 years old, or my age is not defined. So now understand here. When I execute, now see my age is not defined, because here it will treat as a string now. Whatever we are passing input, that will treat as a string now. So that's why this string value, this integer value is not matching. That's why this condition is. So now let's see one second here. So now let's see, whatever you are passing this number, okay, then it is treating as a string. Now whatever the condition, if here specified, this age is considered as a string, this will act as a number. Now this condition is false. So this condition go to else block, that is printing here. That's why, because the data type is not matched. That's why it is showing my age is not defined. Now understand scenario, same thing, you just pass the 20. If you want to pass integer number only, dynamically you can pass int of like this, just pass 28. Now see, I am 28 years old. Now this is called dynamically passing the value, or you can say soft coding. Hard coding will be like this, that one second. So now let's see. So now see here, hard coding means you just pass the value directly. One second, sorry, here 28 you take, fine. Now you just take this input function, just pass 28. In this case you will get correct answer only, 28 years old. But this type of code will not approve by the client into the production, because if sometimes changes are required, then you cannot go on changing the code into production, then escalation will happen. So in the time you need to pass dynamically passing the values only. So make sure that one. Now take one more example here. Country equal to, then what you need to do is input of, enter your country name. Your country name is fine. Now see here, you can take print, then country directly, then similar way print type of country. Now if country equal to India, then print, you can say hello India. That's it. Now if country is not India, then print country name is not defined. Anything you can write, not a problem. Now understand here, execute. If I am passing India, then see hello India is, because this condition is getting success, or condition is becomes true, then it is printing true statement here. Then if you are passing out of that, okay, or you can say USA, then whatever we are passing this one, and then whatever it is the condition is not matched, that means this condition becomes false, then it will go for else block. That's it, my country name is not defined. How the syntax will be, the if else Let's see. So if else, so then if else will be passing condition. We are testing the condition whether it is success or failure. That's it. Then if, so if condition, then if condition, then statement, else, then statement. So that means this is the syntax for if else. Okay, so what will happen here? Now let's see, I am just explaining again here. Now when condition is true, then it will print this statement. When condition is false, then it will go for next block, else block, and then it will print this statement. That's it. So that is the if else functionality. One second. So now let's see. Now this is for the condition whether it is true or false we are testing. Now sometimes what will happen if we have multiple conditions to test, then in that case we can go for if elif else block. So we can pass multiple conditions at a time. Okay, we can pass multiple conditions at a time. Now understand here. Now take this scenario, same thing which I am passing here. Now execute. Now here you can use one more condition, elif country equal to USA. Now print hello USA. Then take one more condition here. So you can pass multiple conditions, not a problem. So country equal to UK. Then you can print whatever the logic you can use here. Just I'm printing here just UK. Okay, then take one more condition. So now elif print, then elif country equal to then Australia US. Then here you can say print hello Australia. Now when you don't have any conditions to test, verify, then you can use else block. Then else block is a default statement. So now how this logic will apply here, let's see. If elif else block, if elif else block in the sense, now let's see. Now understand here, if condition 1, then statement 1, elif condition 2, statement 2, elif condition 3, then statement 3. So like that you can give. Okay, then elif condition n. Okay, condition n, then statement n. Now my conditions are over. Then you can see else block, or you can say else, then default statement. So this is the syntax for if elif else block. So that means, so understand here. Now how it will happen, let's see. If condition 1 true, then it will print the statement 1. If the condition is false, then again it will go for else block. Then if the condition becomes true, condition 2 becomes true, then it will print the statement. Again, if condition 1 and condition 2 both will false, then it will go for again else block. Okay, then if condition 3 again if it is true, then it will print condition 3, otherwise it will go for else block condition n. If any condition is true, then if this statement will print. Then if all conditions are false, condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, condition n all false, then it will go for default statement. That is the if elif else functionality. So now let's see the same example. If condition is I am passing, this is the condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, condition 4. Now I am executing here. If it is asking country name India, the first condition is success, that's why it is fine, then it will not check anything, that's it. Now same thing you take condition. If I am passing USA, then see hello USA, the condition, the first condition is not matched, that means condition false, then it's enter into the else elif block, then it is checking this condition USA, then here is matching, that's why it is printing USA. Now same thing you take UK, then the first condition India, the second condition USA, both are false. Now it is entered into elif condition, that is UK. Now UK is fine, that is matched, that's why it is printing print statement. Now same thing you take Australia, then condition 1, 2, 3 false, then fourth will be Australia, then it is success. Now if all conditions are false, now I am passing here England. Now I am passing here England, then in this case condition India, condition USA, condition UK, condition Australia all are false, then it will enter into the else block whatever it is, then it is printing country name is not defined. So are you clear about this? So are you clear up to this point? Yeah, so age equal to int age, you can take the example and you can print it, no worries, fine. So now let me take this screenshot. Let's see if okay. Now what I am trying to do, let me take one more example here. So now we need to discuss about iterative statements. Iterative statements. So iterative statements, then the iterating the value. Okay. So now let's see. So iterating the values means these are things. So what we have iterative statements, one is for loop, second one is while loop. Okay. So let's see for loop how it will work. For loop, that means Similar concept for loop. So that means iterating the values here. So how it will be? For I in, then object name anything, then colon, then here print of I. That's it. So this is the statement. Okay, so you can say this is the statement. Okay, so here I becomes, it's a for loop variable. So for loop variable is that object means it will be a number, it will be a module, it will be a object, whatever it is. Statement means the print I, we can take it. So now let's see here what I'm trying to do. I'm just taking s equal to India, then for I in s, then print I here. Now what will happen here? Understand? Now whatever the data here, that will be yes right here. From this point to, then it will enter into the variable a. So that means what this for loop will do means, it will verify, it will check one by one values, it will not check all values. So now first it will show I, then it will show n, it will show d, like this. That means iterate the value one by one. Okay, so in this case, let's see, if I execute, then you will get to know. Now see INDIA, India. Okay, so that means if you pass any value, okay, or you can say, now you can write it like this also, iterate value is like this, you can mention. So one by one it will come INDIA, or else sometimes you go for I in, we have a range function is there, range of 1 comma 6 if you take, then for I, sorry, print of I. So if you execute, it will come 1 to 5. So that means last time we have discussed, right? So it will be 6 minus 1, then it will be 5. So this functionality will be there. Now if you want to get 0 to 5 values, you need to use 0 to 6. That's it. If you want to get, they will ask, can you print 1 to 10 values, or 0 to 10? 0 to 10 means you need to give 11 here. Okay, so 11 minus 1, it will be 10. So execute now, 0 to 10 here. Now if you want to 1 to 10 also, you can give, like you can say 1 to 11. That means 1 to 10 will display. So we can do lot of things also, but just for understanding, I'm just giving you here. So then they will ask one question like, can you print? So here, can you print odd values for given number or given range number, you can say. So if I give one number, in between how many odd values are there? So for that logic, what you need to do is, for I in, okay, range, I'm giving, I want to find out odd values in 30, between 30 means you need to give 31 here. So now if I then divided by, you can say, then not equal to 0, not equal to 0, the remainder is not equal to 0, that will consider as a odd number. Then print, then you can write it here, odd value is, then you can try to give I here. Now understand what will happen exactly. So here we have 31 values are there, that means it will be 31 minus 1, so 30, then these 30 values will be stored in I variable. Then I will will transfer one by one value. First it will send 1, then 1 is there, then second, then it is coming 0, which reminder is not 0, that can consider as a basic, you can say odd values. Okay, now execute. Now let you will get to know. So execute. So now see 1 3 5 7 11 13, like this we are getting up to 30 values, the given range value. The same question they will ask, can you print even values? Even values means which the remainder is 0. So change the logic, which the remainder is 0, that we can consider as a even number. Then you can say I divided by, then equal to 0, then you can write it here, even value is execute. Now see 0 to 30, so we can able to get. If specifically they will ask, can you print odd values and even values through for loop, you can write here. We have many options for different concepts, but for loop we can able to use like this. Okay, so this how we can able to take it, whatever the values you can take. Okay, if you want to range, I want to print 100 values for I in a range of 100, or you can say 101, then print of I, that's it. So you will get 1 to 100 values. So this how logic for loop. And we have another one that is called while loop. Okay, so this while loop will be, so while loop is, it will be performance wise, it will take a lot of time, so we will not be using more, but we need to understand here. So what exactly we need to understand means, you take anything while and then logic or expression, while logic or expression. Okay, then you need to give statement, then again else, then it will be default. Okay, so this is the logic for the syntax for while loop. Now understand here. Now you take while loop here, then we can understand. I'm just taking rank equal to 0. Okay, then while I'm using one logic here, that will be rank less than 5. So that will be now rank equal to rank plus 1. So it is increasing one by one. Now what I am trying to do, print of my rank. Now execute. So once again rank here. Now see, second, now see here, up to now 5 it's came, then it is terminating the program. Now where its condition is success, then we are getting this one. But now what we will do is, if the condition is, then else, then print my rank. So till the condition is not true, then it will iterate infinity times. So make sure it will iterate infinity times. So they will ask one question, which iterative statement will return infinity times? That means you need to say while loop. If infinity times, if your logic is not perfectly all right, then what it will do, it will log the code, then it will go for it's a lock situation. The code will not run, it will be stuck. So for while loop we should be very careful. So when I execute now, let's see my rank, then what you need to do is you just take it here, no rank, while loop is closed. That's it. So up to this, so till the condition is fine, then it will return, otherwise it will turn the default value. So like this you can able to get it. So this how we can able to create while loop logic. Okay, so this is iterative statements and conditional statements, and then these special statements are important. Okay, these special statements are, we will be discussing in tomorrow class. Break, continue, pass, it will be easy, but we will be using wherever we require in conditional or iterative statements. So make sure, so it is very important for us. Then if you want to build multiple logics also, we can able to multiple validations. They will ask which concept can be used to do the validations, then you can say conditional statements. Then they will ask in conditional statement which statement can be used for multiple conditions, then you can say if elif else function. Okay, for iterating the value, what is the functional? So it will iterate the value one by one, it will check the condition one by one value. So for that we will be using for loop. Clear? In the tomorrow class we will be discussing about, yeah, it will start from 0 when we queue. One second, somebody asked the question here, let's see. So it will be 0 to 0 means I am not giving here two properties, I am just giving here 101. That means 0 will take default. Okay, let me take one more example here. For I in then range 1 0 comma 5, understand the output here. Now see, print of I, execute 0 to 4, or you can say 0 to 6 you can give. Then let's see 0 to 5. Now take same thing, if you are not using 0 only one output, then it is taking from 0 also default. Then if you want to get wherever you want, you can take it from 3 to 6 like this. So like this we can able to work. So this is the program control mechanism, conditional statement and iterative statement. And tomorrow class will be discussing about special statement along with the function classes. So let before function classes we have some pending concepts, we'll close and we can jump into functions. Okay guys, so thank you very much. We'll connect tomorrow at the same time. Today I have done one important class, that's why it's extended. So tomorrow as it is our regular time only. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll connect tomorrow.